This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
.6:15. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Lavani Vijayatunga. First, to take a look at the headlines. The President says that one of the main aims of the Gamma Samanga Pilisandarak program is to get the state officials closer to the people. The Gamma Samanga Pilisandarak program at Mathura ends successfully. The central bank believes that the economy of the country will stabilize this year. Financial assistance granted for the victims of the Passara bus accident. In news overseas, Biden says Georgia voting restrictions law is an atrocity. Those are the headlines, and now we move on to the details of the local news. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that one of the main aims of the Gamma Samanga Pilisandara program is to get the state officials closer to the people. The president said that despite accusation of the opposition, he would honor the pledges given to the people. Steps have been taken to ensure national security as demanded by the people. Efficient officials have been appointed to strengthen the intelligence units which collapsed during the time of the good governance government. He said that Sri Lanka will not get involved with unnecessary disputes in the Indian Ocean. The president said that Sri Lanka will always act as a sovereign state while attending to the Gamma Samanga Pilisandara program, which is now taking place at Kirivalkale, North Gramanilidara division of the Pitabadara division secretariat area in the Mathura district. The president said that contribution of the renewable energy to the national energy sector will be increased up to 70% within the next few years. He said that the project to set up 7,000 solar plants was launched yesterday with the aim of protecting the environment. President Rajapaksa said that the previous government tried to introduce several constitutional amendments and the country was protected since they were not allowed to be implemented. The central bank believes that the economy of the country will reach considerable stability this year. The aim of the present government is to create an economy based on production. Issuing a communiqué, the bank pointed out that they will give their active support to enhance the economy of the country. The bank also stated that the inflation of the country could be maintained at a low level this year. Financial assistance will be given to the families of the deceased and the injured of the Passara bus accident with the mediation of the Office of the Uva Provincial Council Governor, Transport Commission and the Regional Commuter Transport Authority. Accordingly, financial assistance has been given to the families of the 14 persons who died and 32 persons who sustained injuries due to the road accident. 95,000 rupees was granted for a family of the deceased and 15,000 rupees for an injured. This is the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The Speed Investment Plan from Sri Lanka Insurance. Give a high five to life.
And we continue with more local news. The Ministry of Health says that another 243 patients who had previously tested positive for COVID-19 have recovered and were discharged from medical care within the past 24 hours. This brings the total number of COVID-19 recoveries in the country to 88,388. As per the Epidemiology Unit statistics, 91,561 cases of coronavirus have been reported in Sri Lanka so far. However, 2,615 of them are still under medical care at designated hospitals and treatment centers. Sri Lanka's death toll due to the virus, meanwhile, stands at 558. Commander of the Navy, Vice Admiral Nishantha Ulugetanna presided over the inauguration of the first reef cleaning project for the year 2021, organized by Ocean Lust e-magazine at Malima Clubhouse in Usveti Keava today. The main aim of the program was to clean the natural coral reef extending northwards from Kalani Estuary to the neighboring shoreline. In an attempt to completely eradicate plastic from our oceans, this timely initiative was set afoot with the ingenuities of Ocean Lust e-magazine. The project was also backed by the members of the Men in White, a group of Navy veterans. The Navy regularly implements coastal cleanup programs around the island with the aim of awakening the attitudes of the general public and gaining community contribution for such endeavours, having recognised the importance of coastal and marine resources. Further, it is also assisting the other government agencies, civil society organisations when conducting beach cleanup drives. And to conclude the local news, the headlines once again. The President says that one of the main aims of the Gama Samaga Pilisandara program is to get the state officials closer to the people. Gama Samaga Pilisandara program at Mathura ends successfully. The central bank believes that the economy of the country will stabilise this year. Financial assistance granted to the victims of the Passara bus accident. And that was the local news.
Introducing Speed Investment with Sri Lanka Insurance, the only insurance policy that increases your sum assured by 5% every year for the same premium amount. You also get a bonus payment at maturity. What better plan to have when you can invest now and relax later? The Speed Investment Plan from Sri Lanka Insurance. Give a high five to life. Sri Lanka Insurance. Like a father, like a mother.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vedha Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
The main news story for this evening, Consumer Affairs Authority says that a systematic program is being implemented to confirm the safety of the coconut oil for consumption. Samples of the coconut oil which contained aflatoxin chemical has been already sent for laboratories. It has also been confirmed that aflatoxin chemical is contained in the unrefined stock of coconut oil imported to the country. Stocks have been sent for re-export. The monitoring activities in this regard are being carried out by the Ministry of Health, Sri Lanka Standards Institute and Sri Lanka Customs. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Washla this evening, the residents in Ingiriya say that the development activities in the Raigam Estate Hospital in Ingiriya, which was acquired by the government, has been obstructed. They say that the development work at the hospital has not been carried out for the past 2 years. The buildings at the premises are decaying. They request the relevant authorities to renovate the estate hospital soon. This is for the attention of the health director of the Kaluthara district. And that came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Headlines of the world news. Biden says Georgia voting restriction law is an atrocity. Protests erupt again amid a show of force by coup leaders in Myanmar. Tokyo reports 430 new coronavirus cases. Those are the headlines, and now more to the details of the world news. U.S. President Joe Biden has likened a new voting law in the state of Georgia to racist policies to the 20th century U.S. South, calling it an atrocity. The law adds restrictions to voting that Mr. Biden says disproportionately targeted the black Americans. Republicans say that they are streamlining voting procedures and trying to restore confidence in the election system. The president called the law Jim Crow in the 21st century and a blatant attack on the Constitution. Jim Crow refers to the 19th and 20th century laws that enforce racial segregation in the South. Myanmar's security forces have cracked down new protests as the leaders of the coup marked Armed Forces Day. Protesters took to the streets of Yangon and other cities with reports that 16 had been shot dead. Coup leader Min Aung Hlaing said in a national TV address today he would safeguard democracy, promising elections but giving no timetable. More than 320 people have been killed in the suppression of protests since the coup on 1st February. The Tokyo Metropolitan Government says that it confirmed 430 new cases of coronavirus infections today. The figure is up 88 from a week ago. The daily tally has posted a week-on-week increase for 8 straight days. The 7-day average of the daily new infections through the day today is 342.9, up 14.8% from the previous week. This marks the 15th straight day of increase. The total number of infections in the capital now stands at 119,661. And to conclude the world news, the headlines once again. Biden says Georgia voting restrictions law is an atrocity. Protests erupt again amid a show of force by the coup leaders in Myanmar. Tokyo reports 430 new coronavirus cases. And that was the world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by Nivea along with CIB. Valuable gift vouchers for every bill payment and 20% discount for bank card holders during 16th to 30th March. Our product, our place. CIB.
And in development news, 10 Samurthi Saubhagya production villages have been commenced in the Galle district. It will be implemented under the project of initiating 500 such villages covering 8 divisional secretariat divisions in the Galle district. Under the first stage, 150 million rupees has been allocated to develop 10 villages. And that came to you in the segment of development news.
Development News was brought to you by Nivea along with CIB. Valuable gift vouchers for every bill payment and 20% discount for bank card holders during 16th to 30th March. Our product, our place. CIB.
Moving on to sports news, the first match of the T20 played between the visiting Australian team and the New Zealand team will be held at Hamilton tomorrow. 3 T20 matches are being played between the two nations. Meanwhile, the first T20 match between the visiting Bangladeshi team and the New Zealand team will be held in Hamilton tomorrow. That was the sports news. Business news coming up.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
In business news, the International Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka met with the new Economic and Commercial Councillor Lee Jing-yong of the Chinese Embassy and attaché Zhu Min this week to discuss travel and trade restrictions for business visitors to China, insurance, potential business opportunities, exhibitions and areas of business cooperation. The council reiterated that China is hopeful of normalcy in the fourth quarter of the year 2021. The International Chamber of Commerce works with the business groups worldwide, including ICC China, to represent the voice of businesses at the intergovernmental level, the United Nations and the World Trade Organization. That was the business news, and economic news follows.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic News. Courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down. Everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And in economic news, treasury bills worth over 45 billion rupees will be issued. The central bank says the relevant auction will be held on Tuesday. Biddings are being called from the primary dealers on government securities. The treasury bills could be purchased from primary dealers and licensed commercial banks. That was the economic news and the weather report to conclude.
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
And finally, the weather report. The Met Department says showers or thunder showers will occur over most parts of the island during the evening or night. Heavy falls above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamuwa, southern, western, central, northwestern and Uva provinces. Showers can be expected in the eastern and Uva provinces and in the Hambantota district during the morning hours too. And that was the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
And before we conclude this bulletin of news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. The president says that one of the main aims of the Gama Samaga Bilisandarak program is to get the state officials closer to the people. The Gama Samaga Bilisandarak program at Mathura ends successfully. The central bank believes that the economy of the country will be stabilized this year. Financial assistance granted for the victims of the Passara bus accident. And in news overseas, Biden says Georgia voting restrictions law is an atrocity. And with that, we conclude this bulletin of news. And now it's back to your Saturday evening host today and my good friend Heshma to keep you entertained.